Hello, Capricorn Rising. I'm back for a reading for you for the month of December 2024. If you're here because you were born in, what is it, November or December? No, December or January. And you're like, this is my reading. Maybe not. It's a rising sign. So that means it was the sign on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. I invite you to check out a website like astrocharts.com. This one I just picked because it was like the easiest to use without asking for any of your personal data. You need to know your exact time of birth. Most people can find this on their birth certificate and then scroll down and you're looking for your ascendant position. Ascendant's just another word for a rising sign. So we're going to get a what's the vibe card for you for December. Capricorn Rising. What's the vibe? December 2024. Okay, that's good. Isolation. So, oh gosh, time, tension. Okay. That's a lot going on with the holidays and everything, I'm sure, but you've got isolation, rejected, left alone, and self-inflicted. Time, delay, procrastination, and too busy, and tension, stressed out, migraines, and worry. That seems about on brand. Got a lot going on. All right, let's get your reading now. Capricorn Rising, December 2024. I mean, you're still taking care of business. You're just busy. I think you do busyness better than anyone else. Yeah, your money might be more outgoing than incoming right now. December 2024, Capricorn Rising. Okay, how do you appear this month, Capricorn? How do you appear this month, Capricorn Rising? All right, you might seem a little emotionally unstable, a little touchy, but that's moderated with the Queen of Cups reversed, but that's moderated by the Emperor. You still have it under control for the most part. So a little overly sensitive, maybe having an extra glass of wine at night or something like that. But you know, you're still managing to keep everything under control, and people definitely look to you as a source of like authority, leadership, good management. So what do you have? I mean, you're looking good this month. You, again, leadership, authority, creativity, keeping things light. I do think that you're not getting everything that you want, though. You're kind of looking at what you have currently with a bit of like, it's just not enough. This isn't what I was working towards, or this, I need to keep it pushing, or maybe even looking at what others have. Yeah. What others have is like, man, they're just doing better than me. Why am I failing here? Why am I not doing everything that I could, or why am I not as successful as someone else? What are you thinking about? We've got the King of Wands. Again, it's just like more of that wands and emperor energy of like, I'm just going to keep it going. Like, I'm going to keep doing what I do best, which is managing my life, my situation, taking the initiative. Kind of getting stuck in the details too, with the High Priestess reversed of like trying to micromanage every little thing that's going on in your life. I don't know if this is to deal with work or your family, but it's, you know, you're putting a lot of focus on very minor details. And although you do trust yourself to manage things, it could be just you need to take a higher perspective to see that you're actually doing quite well and you're well respected, and everything is gonna be okay. And yeah, what's going on at home? I mean, there could be, you know, you could be at home kind of in your feelings, feeling a little depressed, or just like completely wiped out with all of this here. Ace of Cups reversed. There could also be someone in your home, whether that's a child or a loved one of any sort, someone that lives with you that's going through a tough time right now. I had the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Swords. So feeling like you're not financially stable and a lot of time spent worrying about it. And where am I going to come up with all this money to get these gifts or to pay my taxes next year? Or, maybe there's a bit of housing instability where it's like, yeah, man, I mean, my rent is just getting higher and higher. And there's a lot of focus on that and worry and concern. It's like publicly you're putting on a brave face and you're keeping yourself under control, but just under the surface, you're really going through a lot emotionally. Again, sounds very Capricorn, like you don't feel like anyone would give a shit anyway if you were to say anything. So you're just going to keep juggling, keep all those boats afloat. You're willing to go this month into some like difficult situations and scapegoat yourself. Why do y'all do this? This looks to me like picking up more responsibilities and more issues and more going into further drama because you feel like you just take things seriously when others don't, I think. And like, you're like, if I don't do it, no one else will. And, if I don't do it, then everything's going to go to shit. And you see problems where there are legitimate issues. There are things that you would be masterful at taking control of and managing. But the thing is, why not keep to yourself? Why not let some responsibilities go? That's just me. It seems like you're going to be doing more of that same behavior of taking on responsibilities because you can do it better than anyone else, as a way of managing ongoing kind of chaotic situations. What's going on at work for Capricorn Rising in December? You're not waiting around. You're going to charge in and take care of a situation, even though it's not to your own financial or security, comfort, benefits. You're not seeing eye to eye with people. Structure's kind of falling apart, unsupported, but like you're the smartest person in the room as usual. I mean, this is definitely classic Capricorn stuff. There's something for you to learn here though, because like that's something that we pull in this scenario. So we're gonna get some answers for you. What's going on with Capricorn's closest loved ones? Their spouse, partner, best friend, someone that they're close to. They are kind of had a win recently or this month. They're definitely proud of themselves and kind of in their ego. What about what's Capricorn Rising's closest person up to in December? They didn't have to compete, or they didn't face much competition, or they defeated the competition. So whatever the case may be, moving from the 5 to the 6, they overcame competition. They overcame all these different people in their face telling them do this or do that or what if, and the what ifs also, even if it was just internally, and they came out on top of like, no, I was right, I won the argument. This could even be they won an argument with you, or they feel like they did anyway. Anything else? They feel like they're winning an argument. Maybe you were just like, I'm not willing to fight with you on this. I've got more important things to worry about. And so now they're all like prancing around the house like, that's right, I'm the smartest and I won. Wow. Anything else that Capricorn Rising needs to know about their person? And they are kind of turning a corner with a constant negativity or negative outlook, even if they've been in a kind of a depressive state recently, or feeling, I want to say guilty or sorrowful over something. They're kind of turning that corner and looking towards the bright side and recovering and healing from that. What do other people have in Capricorn Rising's life this month? Yeah, Tower reverse. They're trying to the people in your life closest to you are rebuilding something in their life. They're healing, but they still don't get it. They still don't get it. And they may not be talking about it, but either like this is something that is happening for them on a subconscious level. It's not like a great reckoning of like, yeah, oh my God, it's all clear now. I was shooting myself in the foot with unnecessary like dwelling on the past or on things that were out of my control. Like, no, they are making progress in getting their life back together and not playing the victim card all the time, but they don't know why they're doing it. It's not a conscious understanding at this time. What is Capricorn Rising learning in December 2024? You're investigating unfair circumstances, lack of planning. Okay. There's a ongoing pattern that you guys are up to, and you're learning more about it. You're starting to get some clarity, especially if you're isolating yourself here. Isolation, especially when it's like self-inflicted isolation, can really help us to start to narrow down how we have power over our circumstances and situations, how we've caused things to play out the way that they did, how we can make different choices to give us more of the results that we want, because we don't have other people to look at as variables in the situation. So if things are unbalanced for you in your life where you feel like you're doing too much of the work, it's because of a lack of delegation and future planning. And I think you're understanding now how you have this habit of just like not seeking balance, problem solving. The way that you think about and consider things can take a negative or a critical lean. But you're a problem solver. You're always looking for these new opportunities to fix things in your life, or how can I jump in and make something better, or make this progress, or make more money, give more security, whatever it is, take charge, right? And with the Temperance card, it's like you're starting to learn that this is a very valuable talent that you have. Not everyone does. Yet, just because you identified a problem and you know how to fix it doesn't mean that you need to take it on yourself as a duty to make happen. There's probably some way that you can, like I said, delegate or rise above whatever issue it is with a higher minded perspective. I feel like a lot of this is dealing with people too, because not everyone has the ability to have the vision that you have. And so expecting them to reciprocate what you're able to do on such a high level is unfair, it's unreasonable, it's impractical, and it's a waste of time. Just because you can give of yourself endlessly, work really hard, solve every problem, or at least identify them, doesn't mean that you should. I think you're learning more about how to meet people on their level in your dealings with them, so that you're not giving so much of your own time that you could be using to benefit yourself, whether that's creatively, financially, or even just in self-care and taking time for yourself and rest and relaxation, enjoyment, things that Capricorn rising usually finds himself in short supply of. You're still in control of that, but I think you're giving too much, worried too much, to a point where no one could possibly reciprocate that in a partnership with you, whether that's at work, or at home, with a partner, with friends. They can only give what's possible from them. And I think you're growing more and more realistic about that and giving yourself permission to just meet them where they're at and without judgment, too. What's the outcome for December for Capricorn rising at the end of the month? What's the outcome? What'll be built? What'll be accomplished? And things won't be quite wrapped up yet. I think you'll still be kind of doing your own little thing, even with the holidays and stuff, not going out and doing too much, but you're going to have a better handle and a better control. This is pretty big with a lot of major arcana popping up here. This is a really positive, good step towards you claiming your time, reclaiming my time, and feeling like you're more in control of your own life because you're simply not holding people to these unrealistic expectations. And I don't think that you knew that you were doing that. One thing that everybody seems to do, no matter what your astrology is or your background or anything like that, it's very, very common for people to subconsciously and automatically, instinctually assume that others think like them, that others have the same skills and abilities as they do. And then the step further from that, after you realize they don't, is to assume the worst, that, oh, they're completely incompetent, or, if they can't do this, then there's something defective about them because I can do it. And then the step after that is, well, what are they good at? And what am I bad at? And can we work together in a partnership where we cover each other's faults, weaknesses, and strengths, and highlight the strengths, cover the weaknesses, and appreciate the other person, even though they're not skilled in the things that I find of great value. For example, of leadership, of creativity, of forward thinking, and taking charge. Maybe they don't take charge. Maybe they aren't all that creative, but maybe they're very logical. They're very pragmatic. Maybe they're, very like have a simple approach. And sometimes a simple approach is far more effective than trying to suss everything out from every angle and being all experimental with it of like, what if I did this? What if I did that? And that kind of like, sticks a person into being gridlocked from too many choices, too many options, and not being able to make a decision. If someone has a simple approach to something, then they're probably just going to make a decision based on the first thing that pops into their head. And at the end of the day, that could be a useful characteristic, and it's not one that's it's not fair to judge or criticize someone for that. If you recognize that in someone, and I don't know why I'm going on this particular like thread, but hopefully it's useful to someone. That is a quality that could be quite productive, useful, helpful, valuable, and something that could be appreciated by you going forward. All right, what is Capricorn rising going to be helped by? And looking at other people out there in the world, like the internet or their friends, family. I mean, truth and honesty, like when people keep it real, that's very like not sugarcoating things. I think that you have a lot of appreciation for that this month, where it's like, just tell it to me like it is. I don't want you to kiss my ass. And especially being a leadership type with all of these over here, you probably have a lot of people that are trying to get something from you, and you're used to people saying, giving you a whole, I don't know, like idealized line of bullshit because they're just telling you what they think you want to hear. And I think that this month, you're really going to appreciate the people in your life that tell you like it is, and they're very upfront with their emotions, and they're as much as they can be. I don't think making things too emotional either. I think it's just simply like not necessarily speaking from the heart, but speaking from the consciousness and the mind. Like, here's what I'm thinking about. I thought today that, oops, sorry, I peeked. I thought today that you were an idiot because you did this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, at least I know what I'm dealing with now. Um, so keeping it unemotional and not necessarily bullying. You know, they're not going to try to win at all costs. Other people are going to give you some grace too, and that'll be nice because you're not always the softest person in the world. I think, especially this month with all the stress that you're under, you could be pretty prickly and kind of fly off the handle a little bit. And if there's people around you that are kind of like, oh, here we go again, but they're going to give you a little bit of grace. That'll be really appreciated if you notice that. And I think you should say thank you. I think you should. What is going to be hurtful to Capricorn Rising by others? What's going to be harmful to them in December 2024? Other people are doing, other people are saying something that they should avoid. New offers. Yeah, like anyone trying to come in and be like, I can't do it. Please help me. Like, just no, I don't have time for you right now. Like, I've got my own shit. I think that if there's people coming up to you right now that are like, can you help me with this project? Can you give me a loan? I can't do it on my own, blah, blah, blah. Like, do not invest any more of your precious time into people like this right now. You've already got so much on your plate. Some people need to learn the hard way and but through experience, through trial and error. Just because they come to you begging and pleading doesn't mean that that's what's in their best interest. And it certainly isn't in yours. What's going to limit Capricorn Rising in December 2024? What's going to be a limitation or a obstacle that they'll have to face? Communication. Positive. Public communication. Oh, trying to support a burden. Oh my God. So it's more of the same. There's either a need or an impulse from you to try to communicate positively, and send out a message of hope to support people. But that's burdening to you. I think that you're being hard on yourself when you think that you need to stand up for, the good of the world and every single person in it, and that you it's up to you to save this planet. And like, I really think this month it's very important for you to focus on the smallest circle you can possibly get to, your very closest, your children, your parents, your spouse, your very closest relations, like a business partner or something like that, and really keep your circle as small as you possibly can right now, because there are a lot of things that have built up to this, right? Where people came to you for help, and you know more, they know you know more, and they're like, I can't do it without you. So then you're stepping in to teach and to assist, and even to offer um, resources like money or time, or here, come work at intern at my job, but also I'll pay you, or like whatever, like what's in it for you. And I think that that's like might be hard for you this month to put yourself first, just like to say that to yourself, what's in it for me. Maybe you can find something, but like, are you really being all that objective about it? I think just making yourself unavailable will have an effect of peeling off all these hangers on of people that are constantly begging you for your time and attention, and also responsibilities you've signed up for that somebody else could have done it. Like, I do think you need to be more, I'm not trying to tell you what to do here, but you don't have all the answers. There are 8 billion people in this world. And although you are very skilled, talented, smart, hardworking, disciplined, yes, doesn't mean there aren't others like you out there. You know, there's like a decently 1 in 12 chance that there's other Capricorn risings watching this reading right now that could have stepped up and done it, or people like in your circle, like there's so many people that can also step up and take initiative, and then also just the people themselves that are going around begging for help. You know, if they get denied enough times, then it's down to, well, how bad do you really want this? Are you willing to fail and make mistakes in order to learn? And why are you getting in the way of them being able to do that? I think just because they ask doesn't mean shit. Okay. Clarifying life situations deck for Capricorn Rising. I think I have to, yes. Shuffle this real quick. Capricorn Rising 2024. Let's get some clarifying information. Capricorn Rising, December 2024. Growth potential. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. Get a little bit more. Adapt to transformation. Embrace change with open arms, for it is a catalyst for your evolution and growth. Fulfill promise. Stay committed to your path, for each step forward brings you closer to your destined fulfillment. So given all of this, we already know it's an ongoing process, and it's something that is right on the cusp of making a major change for you. With the fulfill promise, this is a promise to yourself, to put yourself first, to think about others in a more objective sense of like, they're celebrating themselves, you know? They've decided to ignore the competition or to trust their own vision and progress forward with that. And that's healed them. Why can't you have the same? I think if you look at yourself as having so much more burden of responsibility or service to others, that's it. Service to others. That why are you the only one that's serving and everyone else is like going through these self-developments where they're putting more of the focus on their own desires, goals, wishes. You're right on the cusp of it though with these other cards. Like you're just about to get this figured out. And I think a key thing is when you take yourself out of the scenario so that you're unreachable. So it's easier. You're saying no to hangers on and demands of others by default, by removing yourself from being unavailable. Turn the phone off. Don't look at the email, whatever it is, right? But also seeing people more objectively, seeing their strengths and weaknesses in a way that you could actually learn from. Like, what is it about them that they just have, they say their piece and they tell it like it is, and they don't care who cries about it. And it's not even like they're trying to hurt anybody. They're just authentic as fuck. What can I learn from this person? Why are they like that? And how can I, appreciate that more, both in them and that part of myself? All right, Capricorn Rising, one last card for advice for December 2024. Capricorn Rising, advice, December 2024. Leap of faith. Getting also gratitude and appreciation. Yeah. I'm going to appreciate yourself if no one else will. That's definitely something I've said to Capricorns before, is if you're not being appreciated for all that you're doing, first of all, get out. Whether you say it directly or you make yourself unavailable to them, if they can't appreciate it, then they need to learn how they should have appreciated it by learning by themselves. And it's not a sense of like, wow, you didn't appreciate how much I did for you. You're such a piece of shit. Like, don't spiral there. But they don't understand how they should have appreciated you because they've been having people like you do it for them. And they need to learn to do it for themselves so that they understand that from an experiential point. So when that happens, you first of all, you give the appreciation to yourself. And that might feel weird and sound strange. But it's like programming our brain to give us the endorphins and correct the memory of like, well, I was appreciated. I don't have to look at like this thing that I went through that didn't really work out the way I thought it would and say, no one appreciated me. No, you like subconsciously you're programming yourself to remember I did gain appreciation from that. I was thanked and I was recognized because you did it to you gave yourself the appreciation. Whatever way you can get to that point, that's what you do. Recognize the good qualities in others and openly share your gratitude with them. I mean, if that's something that you don't typically do, I think that could be a good practice to get used to hearing that from others as well as starting to show gratitude towards others first. That's a good rule of thumb in human interaction and relationships, period, is be the change that you want to see in the world. It's just simply like once you get more comfortable and used to giving something to others, then you will feel comfortable receiving it from others. You're also modeling a way of behavior to the people that you interact with of saying, well, this is what I do, and I feel comfortable giving gratitude and appreciation. I do it all the time. And people will start to learn from that, imitate that, mimic that, follow that, especially as a leader. For sure, they're going to start reciprocating that. It is important to generate the positive flow of thankfulness that can bring joy into someone else's life. By doing so, you will not only decrease your stress, you will also generate the feeling of goodwill and love in your life. Start giving gratitude and appreciation to people. Start looking for the things that you can be grateful about in an authentic way. You're looking at people and their own unique stuff about them, their personalities and the things that they do in a way that's more objective, and therefore you can start to appreciate it better. And leap of faith, see this as a chance to create something wonderful. You are in a transition period for sure, where you need to draw on your faith, intuition, and knowledge and take the leap. You will not fail. You have a safety net of support in place. You will overcome your fear and find a beautiful outcome on the horizon. This leap of faith is the best course of action at this time. If you do make a mistake, you have the ability to try again and learn from what did not work the first time. All signs indicate that if you just trust, you will succeed. Jump headfirst into the void of the unknown. All right, so let me get one more card for you. What deck do I want to use? Okay. What is this leap of faith that Capricorn Rising is being asked to take in December 2024? What is this leap of faith Capricorn Rising is being asked to take in December 2024? Be clear. What's the leap of faith? Maybe you already know it, but I'm going to get clear. I want to know. What's the leap of faith Capricorn Rising is being asked to take? Practice shape-shifting by altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. Being willing to change. Is that as clear as we're going to get? I think this is alphabetical. Oh, okay. Everyone has numerous personas through which they operate, and you're no different. It's a matter of being conscious of those personas and modifying them through the art of shape-shifting. Just like actors do, study other people and notice their mannerisms, clothing styles, and how they walk and carry themselves. Observe animals and their behaviors and try to mimic them. Okay, this is like a lot. But I think in context of the reading, associations, disguise, secretiveness, camouflage, solitude, evolvement, flexibility, regeneration, protection, intelligence, sacrifice, and efficiency. I think through the context of the reading, it's saying that you have so identified yourself with being the leader and the head and taking care of all the business, there is another part of you that you can call on, that steps aside and in, perfect, like unconditionally love says, try that out on your own. I can't help you at this time. I'm setting up a boundary. I'm not going to be reachable right now. And also looking at how others have, especially, your closest person to you, how have they overcome this Tower, this Five of Cups, like kind of very low period where things were very stressful for them and you're in a stress situation now. What did they do to rise out on top? How did they shut out all the other people that were trying to tell them what to do, or all the different like what ifs that were going on in their own mind? How did they overcome that? How did they come to the conclusion that it's time to heal? It's time to let down defenses and not play a victim. And they did it so naturally with the Judgment reverse that it wasn't like a click of insight or awareness. It's something that sorry about that. It's not something that they, it's not something that they had to think about. It's something that they do very naturally as a part of like a regeneration phase of their own. And I think you can really look to that as a source of inspiration for how you can move forward and overcome a lot of this like trauma, drama, and bullshit, the cycle of unfairly taking on more work than you need to. So, Capricorn Rising, I really enjoyed this reading. If you want more on relationships, I do a Venus sign reading in the middle of the month, so subscribe and stay tuned for that. I have more things coming in future that are better shown and not told, so again, you'll just have to see. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.